Imagine planning the retirement trip of a lifetime, only to realize that your body can't keep up with your adventurous spirit. It's a scenario more common than you might think, where the real barrier isn't money or the will to explore, but a travel retirement crisis, driven by a lack of functional strength. While many might suggest simply walking more or hitting the gym, the truth is that conventional advice often falls short when it comes to tackling the real demands of travel. And let's face it, travel is more than just strolling through airports or standing in line for attractions. It's about embracing new experiences with vitality and ease. So what if there was a way to redefine your strength to ensure your independence, agility, and power remain unaffected, letting you travel deeply and meaningfully into your later years? Today, we're breaking through the cluttered world of generic fitness tips to bring you 5 core movements specifically designed for the older traveler. The first movement is the luggage lifter, or more simply, the functional hip hinge. Imagine you're at the airport, the start of an exciting journey. You spot your gate, and as you make your way, you realize it's time to store your carry-on in the overhead bin. With the crowded hustle around you, the clock ticking, and the anticipation of your travels just ahead, you bend and grab the handle of your bag, about to perform the infamous overhead bin snatch. It's a seemingly simple task, but all too often, this moment is where travel dreams meet real-world injuries. Many travelers feel a familiar twinge in their lower back as they twist and lift, having followed the old advice, just bend your knees. Unfortunately, this well-intended tip often falls short of offering the stability needed to prevent injury. Consider the story of Alan, a seasoned traveler who loves exploring new cities by foot and documenting his adventures through photography. Alan had long prided himself on his ability to carry his gear himself, preferring to remain independent rather than ask for assistance. During a recent trip, however, as he lifted his trusty backpack from a luggage carousel, Alan felt an intense pang in his lower back. The dull ache followed him for days, casting a shadow over his exploration of the bustling streets of Barcelona. Alan realized then that he needed a solution, training that would enable him to enjoy his travels without compromising his safety. This is where the functional hip hinge, known here as the luggage lifter, comes into play. Unlike simply bending your knees, which can put stress on different areas, mastering a proper hip hinge harnesses the power of your glutes and hamstrings, your posterior chain. This movement is not just about lifting, it's about doing so in a way that channels strength and stability from your largest muscles, sparing your back from unnecessary strain. To start, place a broomstick along your back, keeping one end held near your neck and the other near your lower back. This is where you'll practice maintaining a straight spine as you learn the movement. Then, hinge at your hips while keeping your knees slightly bent. Imagine your tailbone reaching backward, as if touching an imaginary chair behind you. Your back should remain straight as you bend forward. Your torso follows your hips rather than curving over them. Once this feels comfortable, it's time to add some weight. Begin with light dumbbells or kettlebells, focusing on keeping your shoulders relaxed and your lats engaged. As you progress, you will slowly increase the weight to match scenarios where you might reach your hands to grasp a suitcase. By perfecting this technique, you build strength specifically for the heavy lifting that comes with travel, improving your endurance for those bustling airport scenarios. Understanding this movement prepares you for many situations beyond just airports. Whether it's maneuvering a hefty travel bag onto the train or lifting a package of local delicacies acquired from a busy market, the hip hinge is your secret weapon. It champions your ability to travel unburdened by the fear of injury. Alan eventually embraced the luggage lifter in his prep routine before his next journey to Japan. He practiced diligently, no longer focusing on just packing the perfect bag, but also fortifying his body to carry it. On his subsequent travels, lifting his backpack was no longer a chore or risk. It was merely part of his seamless adventure. With each successful lift, Alan regained his confidence and the freedom to truly focus on capturing the beauty of the world around him, without any distractions of discomfort. By adopting this movement, you ensure the strength of your travels is mirrored in the strength of your lifts, letting every journey be a celebration of new experiences rather than old injuries. Movement 2, the Egress Power-Up, or more commonly known as the controlled single-leg sit-to-stand, is specifically designed to keep you nimble and secure even when navigating less than ideal environments during your trips. Whether it's quickly maneuvering out of a low seat in a crowded airport, or swiftly getting to your feet on a rocky beachside, this movement is about boosting your ability to transition quickly and safely, all while taking good care of those precious joints. Picture this. Margaret, a delightful 72-year-old with a zest for life and adventure, found herself stranded in a bustling city bus station in Lisbon. The only available seating was a series of low-slung benches, barely off the ground. As Margaret glanced around, others struggled awkwardly to get up, but she had no issue. Thanks to her diligent practice of the controlled single-leg sit-to-stand, Margaret fluidly rose and navigated through the sea of travelers with grace and ease. She turned a challenging travel moment into a seamless transition, all because she had mastered the art of the single-leg sit-to-stand. To integrate this into your routine, start by sitting on a high-backed chair. Ensure you're stable. That's your first and foremost safety measure. Now, with both feet flat on the ground, gently lift one foot off the floor. With your core engaged and back straight, press down through the heel of your standing leg and rise to stand, maintaining balance. This action is more than a simple sit to stand. It's a power-up, carefully crafted to enhance unilateral leg strength. Once comfortable, progress by gradually lowering the height of the chair or bench. Each decrease in height will challenge and improve your balance and strength even further. This process not only strengthens your muscles, but gently compels your body to adapt to and conquer the lower seat scramble, the inevitable travel challenge of conquering low, awkward seating arrangements. What makes this exercise even more beneficial is its focus on the VMO, or vastus medialis oblique, a crucial muscle that supports and stabilizes your knee joint. Strengthening the VMO helps prevent strains and pain, ensuring your knees remain a reliable companion on all your adventures. Margaret credits her joint health and newfound agility to the power of unilaterally focused exercises like this one. From maneuvering through narrow airplane aisles to getting up from a driftwood log during a beach walk in Bali, she's ready and able, all thanks to the strength and confidence gained from mastering the controlled single-leg sit-to-stand. Engage with this movement and discover the freedom it can bring to your travels, empowering you to continue exploring the world with vitality and confidence. When you're on a journey, every step is meant to be savored, every sight embraced. Yet, navigating the cobblestone alleys of history-rich towns or the uneven staircases of ancient landmarks can sometimes feel like a delicate dance, especially when you're eager to soak in the sights around you. Imagine walking through the charming lanes of a small Italian village, the warm afternoon sun casting shadows across cobbles that have been weathered by centuries. You're lost in conversation about the local wine, and just as you catch the laughter and the voice of a newfound friend, you instinctively turn your head, only to suddenly feel yourself wobble, one foot slipping on that tricky cobblestone. This is a challenge familiar to many, the distracted step-off. It's that precarious moment where a turn of the head can upset your balance, especially when the ground beneath isn't uniformly smooth. But there's an answer to this travel dilemma that comes in the form of a movement I like to call the Cobblestone Savior, or more formally, the dynamic head turn / stork balance. It's designed with a simple yet powerful intention: to rapidly adapt your balance and maintain your stability while walking on unstable surfaces. This drill prepares your body's intricate sensory and balance systems to respond not just as a reaction, but as a reflex. Here's how it's done. Stand on one leg. Let's call it your stork stance. Now, while maintaining that balance, gently turn your head from side to side. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But here comes the twist. Layer this action with cognitive tasks. Perhaps recall yesterday's dinner menu or recount the opening line of your favorite poem. Every head turn recalibrates your body's balance, engaging your proprioceptive system, the internal GPS that guides your movements. And, like any seasoned explorer knows, practice is key. Start on even terrain before gradually elevating the challenge to mimic the undulating surfaces of your travels, maybe by progressing to a slightly cushioned surface or a foam pad. Let me share a story that truly brings this training to life. George, an enthusiastic traveler in his late 60s, had a trip to the cobblestone streets of Prague planned. Having heard about the infamous slip-inducing alleys, he diligently practiced the dynamic stork drill, much to the bemusement and eventual admiration of his neighborhood walking group. Fast forward to his vacation. Old Town Prague, under an overcast sky, walls alive with stories. George was midway through sharing a fascinating tale about the astronomer's clock when, out of sheer excitement, he took a step back, eyes focused skyward. His heel caught a rough stone at a bad angle, the kind that might send anyone sprawling. But not George. His body instinctively corrected his stance, the training kicking in even before he consciously registered the imbalance. Right there, amidst the animated chatter of the square, he realized the power of a well-trained balance system. For older travelers, movements like the Cobblestone Savior aren't just exercises. They're enablers of independence, freedom, and the choice to travel boldly. This moment isn't only about preventing a fall, it's about opening doors to adventures that might otherwise feel out of reach. Embrace the Cobblestone Savior. It's your passport to navigating the world with sure-footed confidence. Movement 4, the get-up assurance, or the floor recovery practice, might just be the secret key to maintaining your travel independence and confidence. As we mature, the mere thought of falling on the ground or needing to sit in less than comfortable places, like a hard airport floor during a delay, can loom large in our thoughts. But fear not, mastering the art of the get-up can provide both the physical and mental assurance that travelers need to explore the world with ease and grace. Irene, a 68-year-old avid traveler, once found herself in a chaotic airport in Rome, waiting for a storm-delayed flight. The terminal was packed, and the only option was the cold, hard floor. She gracefully sat down, but hours of waiting took a toll, and when it was time to board, getting up was more difficult than she expected. The moment left her feeling deeply uneasy, a fear of being stranded more palpable than any turbulence. Recognizing the impact of this fear, she took it upon herself to practice what many fitness enthusiasts know as the Turkish get-up, an ancient exercise that trains the mind and body to transition smoothly from lying on the floor to standing. This movement is all about building the fundamental strength and mobility required to recover confidently from a fall or simply to get off the ground when needed. It's not just about building muscles. It's about embracing an artful balance of core strength, rotation, and unilateral power. Start by lying flat on the ground, your body anchored firmly by the earth. Picture yourself as calm and collected as ever. With a deliberate and purposeful movement, roll to an elbow, engaging those key muscles around your core. Now visualize the transition from the elbow to a sitting position, feeling the shift in your balance and control. Each move should be like notes in a melody, distinct yet fluid, with seamless transitions. From sitting, bring one leg forward, transitioning to a half-kneeling stance. The power exerted here is not just physical, but also the strength of your will. From this position, rise to stand. The beauty of mastering this sequence is that it is not about speed, but rather about flowing with confidence. Each practice session is a rehearsal for real-life scenarios, fortifying you to face the unexpected challenges that come with traveling. There's more to the get-up assurance than just staying mobile. Deep insights tell us that the ability to rise from the floor without aid strongly correlates with longevity. Therefore, not only does this movement enhance your travel safety and confidence, it's a metaphorical ticket to a longer, more fulfilling life. Incorporating such purposeful movements into your life can transform your travel experiences, making every journey less about restrictions and more about opportunities. So practice regularly. You'll see improvement, more so in your confidence to travel anywhere, even if that means a delayed flight on a crowded terminal floor. By mastering the get-up assurance, you're not just preparing for travel, you're preparing for life, ready to embrace every adventure with a newfound assurance. As we move into our final movement, the Carry-On Scramble, we're focusing on an exercise that might just be the secret weapon for sustaining your traveling adventures, without succumbing to the dreaded airport gauntlet. Picture this, you're stepping out for an early morning flight, suitcase and shoulder bag in tow, ready for the journey ahead. But as the hours pass, the never-ending corridors of the airport begin to test your patience and your posture. By the time you reach your gate, that shoulder bag has morphed into a miniature version of a sumo wrestler, and your posture resembles that of a tower, leaning ever so slightly to one side. This is where the prowess of the farmer's carry comes into play. At its core, this movement seems simple. Hold heavy weights in both hands and walk. Yet, its benefits are profound. By performing this exercise, you're not only investing in strengthening your trapezius and core stabilizers, which work tirelessly to keep you upright, but you're also enhancing your grip strength. Why is grip strength so crucial, you ask? It's been shown to be a robust indicator of overall health and longevity, vital for anyone who's looking to extend not just the length, but the quality of their travel experiences. Imagine Jim, a seasoned explorer from Michigan who, after retirement, decided to embark on a globe-trotting adventure with his wife Lillian. Jim recalls the early days of his travels, where lugging his carry-on and shoulder bag through unfamiliar airports would leave him with nagging neck and shoulder pain. Taking advice from his physiotherapist, Jim integrated the farmer's carry into his regular routine. Now he thanks this exercise for transforming his travel posture, enabling him to step off each plane as revitalized as when he stepped on. The essence of the farmer's carry goes beyond mere walking. It's about maintaining that steadfast, upright posture despite the demands of the weight. As you hold a hefty dumbbell in each hand, your focus should remain on not allowing your torso to lean or twist. Engage your core, especially your obliques and traps, to counteract the lateral pull. It's a practical rehearsal for those marathon treks through stations and terminals, teaching your body to remain resilient under strain. For those ready to take it up a notch, consider adding an uneven carry to your routine. This variation mimics those real-world travel scenarios where your luggage might not be perfectly balanced. By carrying a heavier weight in one hand, the core receives an intensified workout, promoting even greater stability and strength. So, when Jim finds himself amidst the hustle and bustle of yet another bustling transit hub, he's effortlessly gliding past his fellow travelers, carry-on in one hand, bag in the other, all with the composed poise of an experienced voyager. Consider these movements not just as exercises, but as your travel insurance in motion. They're the non-negotiable price of admission for years of independent world exploration. To help you incorporate them into your routine, here's a simple schedule. On Monday, practice the hip hinge and farmer's carry. Come Wednesday, focus on sit to stand and dynamic balance. Then, wrap up your week on Friday with floor recovery and a full circuit of all movements. Now, let me ask you, which of these 5 movements are you adding to your pre-trip routine today? Tell me in the comments below. And don't keep this valuable travel secret to yourself. Share it with that travel partner you still want by your side 10 years from now. Remember, exploring the world is a gift, and with these movements, you're ensuring it's one you'll enjoy for years to come. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more tips that keep your adventures vibrant and full of life. Safe travels.